Indeed, and now we are joined by Georgina Beach, who is the Eastern Devils co-captain, and she plays in the Division 3 team in the Eastern Football Netball League. Hello, Georgina. Welcome to Balls and All. How are you this evening?
Hi, Fletch. Thank you for having me on. I'm feeling great, thanks.
And obviously, you are the co-captain of the side in Division 3. How did that role and position sort of come about?
So I'm actually the same. There's only one captain, not co-captain. There is a captain for the Premier side, and there is a small leadership group around me. But our general process for going for leadership is earlier on in the season, our head coach, Jason Quidland, puts out to the group, an expression of interest. And then from that, the playing group is advised which players are interested in taking on the role, and there's a voting process that goes ahead.
And for yourself, Georgina, like having that voting process and then having to step into that role, did you find it particularly daunting? Were you really excited? How did you feel going into this role?
So it's actually the sixth season that I've either been the captain or the co-captain. So I guess the role feels pretty comfortable to me. Each year obviously comes with its own challenges, but I'm familiar with the day-to-day duties and the game day things that go on, and it was just about taking on a few new players, but the real core group was still there, and I felt pretty comfortable, but always excited and very humbled to be able to hold the position.
Georgina, thanks for joining us tonight. Obviously, big game coming up this weekend. You're coming up against Mitcham, who are sixth on the ladder. You're fifth on the ladder. Last game of the season. Still could play finals. Lot needs to happen. But, in terms of going about Mitcham this weekend, how are you going to go about that match? And are you going to keep an eye on Heathmont, who are fourth on the ladder at the moment, South Croydon, who you could overtake both?
I guess we're just focusing on our game rather than thinking too much about what the other teams are doing. I know mathematically there is a chance, but our focus, I guess, as a club is always just to think about the match that's on hand, and it is a bit of a special game for us this weekend against Mitcham, as it's the Jo Cox Cup, and we're also celebrating our 25th year of the club. So we've got our Silver Jubilee going on, which is pretty cool. So we've actually got a massive day down at the club. And I think for us, I guess we did see that Mitcham did beat Heathmont on the weekend, last weekend, which, shows that it's actually a really tight division. It's a bit different to what it's been in the past. It's very, very contested, and at some stage every team's been beaten by someone else. So it's great to see that the league sort of got the gradings right this year. It's awesome. And I guess against Mitcham, we're looking forward to seeing them again. We haven't seen them since the first few rounds of the season, and they were a really good team to play against. They've got some excellent players, so we'll be taking the game very seriously and obviously giving a lot of respect to our opponents and preparing well.
And you sort of touched on the 25-year celebration this weekend. What is the club sort of going to be doing on Saturday, and what are some of the events and activities that are planned?
So we have both of our teams will be playing a home game. So it's a little bit different in that the seniors will actually be playing the early game, the 10:40 scheduled time, with the reserves playing at 12:20 because they are competing for the Jo Cox Cup, which is, I guess, a special cup for us. We organise it with an opponent each year, and this is the first time it's been brought back after COVID. Jo Cox was a former player of the Eastern Devils, very beloved member of the club, who unfortunately passed away with cancer. And each year we play against a club and we fundraise for cancer. So we wear yellow socks usually to highlight the Anti-Cancer Council colours, and we'll be running a bake sale with all of our players contributing towards that, and the funds going directly to charity. We've also got a barbecue that's going to be collecting the funds for charity, and we've also, I guess, if you focus more on the 25th year part of the day, we'll be having a lot of guests, a lot of our life members coming down to attend. We'll be announcing, I guess, a team of the last 25 years and having a few different people share about their experiences at the Devils and just celebrate the great club that we've all been really lucky to be a part of.
I think that just sort of speaks to the entirety of the Eastern Devils and the culture around your club and supporting each other and having the Jo Cox Cup as well. From your perspective as a long-time player at the club and as a captain, how important has it been for you to watch the club grow culturally and have these events run every year?
I guess we just love we call it Devils culture, and we really celebrate little milestones each week. I think it's particularly special for us having the 25-year event because there aren't really many clubs that can say that they're a standalone women's club.
Mm-hmm.
So to my knowledge, it's us and Darebin are the only teams that have, the standalone senior women teams. And I guess it's a pretty unique position to be in. At times it's been hard for the club, I guess, to, deal with not having grounds earlier on in our time, moving from place to place. We've had a few name changes, but the thing that has remained the same is, the Devil spirit and the culture that we want to create, which is just a place for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're a skilled player, an unskilled player, somebody who doesn't even play but wants to be just a part of community. Like, we're very, very open, and, that just makes me, I feel very proud that we have, I guess, such a special culture, and being able to bring back the Jo Cox Cup after a while is particularly special. Historically, we did play against the St Kilda Sharks in the South Eastern League for the Cup, and unfortunately they no longer exist, and they were another standalone women's club. So for us to be able to keep this tradition going and for Mitcham to be a part of it, we're really excited.
And just finally as well, what is it sort of like to be a part of a club that has been so successful as well?
It's pretty exciting. Success is measured in a lot of ways, and one way is to look at premierships, and particularly in the last, decade, we've been very successful in that way. But it's not just about that. It's about, have we got players that want to be here? Have we got coaching staff that believe in the group and what the group wants to achieve? And I think, aside from the premierships, we're ticking a lot of boxes in terms of having a successful club, just in the way, players come and how they feel about being a part of the club. I think, it's really lucky. Our seniors have had a lot of success, and our reserves have, in the last 2 seasons, we've also played grand finals. Unfortunately, not able to take away the cup, but we've just been really happy that we've been able to push ourselves and, I guess, aim to be, the best in the league and take it right to the final day, which is awesome.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Georgina, and all the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks so much. Appreciate your time.
And that was Georgina Beach joining us there on Balls and All.